Hey friends, vinyl community, welcome to another episode of the Vinyl Survivor. Wait a minute, just a minute here. I want to remember this moment. Alright, hope you guys were presentable. Anyway, as usual, 5 records up on the chopping block. Let's go ahead and get into this. First album we have is a psych rock group from the 60s and 70s, coming out of Durango, Mexico. This is something I've talked about in a recent thread response. Dug Dugs. This is their self-titled debut from 1971. Very much a psych pop band, garage rock sound, very influenced by bands like the Beatles and whatnot. Very interesting sound. They sing in English, so it's I'm not sure if they did both recordings as in Spanish and in English, but this one happens to be in English. A little bit difficult to understand just because of their accent, but cool, just cool garage psych rock kind of stuff. If you're into that kind of thing, check out the Dug Dugs if you haven't already. This is a reissue from, I saw a date and I lost it, 2011. It was reissued by Sony Music. It just has a green label that says Sony Music on it. It also says Dynaflex, but it's not a Dynaflex. This is probably 150 gram, 130, I don't know. It's not Dynaflex vinyl. It's not lightweight. Nothing interesting in the dead wax. But yeah, just a cool pickup. I picked this up in Milwaukee when I was up there. So yeah, Dug Dug, self-titled debut, 1971. This one is a keeper. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's an interesting listen, something to put on when you're in the mood for something a little bit different, but yet familiar. So this one made it in the collection. Alright, next up is the soundtrack to the original version of Tron from 1982, composed by Wendy Carlos along with the London Philharmonic Orchestra, and also features songs by Journey. I think most people are probably familiar with this, but it's Wendy Carlos is an electronic composer, and so this is a lot of different synthesizers and electronic music composers mixed with an orchestra, and it's kind of different. It's so a very cool find for me. If you watch this channel, you know I love electronic music, and definitely the more experimental composed electronic music rather than dance type music. Really cool sounds on here. Awesome electronic work. I really enjoy this, and this was definitely a grail of mine. I found this at Micro Groove in Tampa, Florida, for $18.99. And this album is, you would think, you know, a Disney movie, a soundtrack to a Disney movie from the 80s would be plentiful, but for some reason this one is really hard to find. It sells for more than that online usually. So when I saw it in a store and I was happy with the condition and everything, I definitely had to grab this. So this is on a CBS label, but it's a green CBS label, which is something you don't see too often. It's more of a I think it's their classical line sort of thing. Pressed at the Columbia, New York pressing plant. We've got 3C and 1D stampers. Cool nonetheless. Tron is going in the collection. Okay, next up we have the 8th studio album from John Denver, probably one of his most successful albums. This is Back Home Again from 1974. Comes with the title track, Back Home Again, Annie's Song, Thank God I'm a Country Boy, and Sweet Surrender. Really cool songs. Another one I really like on here is Grandma's Featherbed. Really one of those just fun songs that John Denver does that's just, you know, hilarious to sing along to and listen to, and just it makes you feel young again, makes you feel like a kid again. Really cool. So yeah, I really enjoyed this album from him. A lot of different themes and songs, and very cool, enjoyable John Denver album. If you like John Denver, then you like him. If you don't like him, then you don't like him. You know, it's kind of one of those artists. But I happen to like him. And this is on the RCA Dynaflex label. Okay, the next thing we have today is an album from Richie Havens from 1971. This is his album Alarm Clock. course, Richie Havens is a folk singer, rock singer. He pretty much does it all. Just really interesting artist, an artist I've only scratched the surface on of listening to his material. But I'm looking. His stuff is not easy to find sometimes, and I'm always on the hunt for it. But this is a really cool album. A lot of very different songs on here, just showing a wide range of abilities in his art. You know, you get everything from "Here Comes the Sun," "Some Will Wait," "Alarm Clock" is a great song, but the hidden track on here, the deep track on here, the one that just blew my mind was this song, last song on side 1 called "End of the Season." It just has this killer Moog synthesizer on it that was done by Bob Margouleff of Tonto's Expanding Headband, and Margouleff also worked a lot with Stevie Wonder on his synthesizer work. So just an awesome electronic musician on, you know, a Richie Havens album was just, it just blew my mind. Yeah, just an awesome song. It is on YouTube, so I'll try to put a link down in the show notes, but if not, go look up Richie Havens' "End of the Season" if you don't have this album or you haven't heard that song before. Just, if you think you'd like a Moog, a really cool Moog song, awesome stuff. And this is on Stormy Forest Records, distributed by MGM. So I hadn't seen any Stormy Forest Records before. That's pretty cool. So that's number 4, Richie Havens' "Alarm Clock," going in the collection. Okay, and the final album I have to share with you today is the reunion album from Peter, Paul, and Mary, aptly titled "Reunion," from 1978. And this is, you know, them getting back together. And overall, I did not like this album. It just seemed very, very uninspired. It didn't seem like they were really into these songs. I don't know if it was just that they had gotten older and they had lost some of their enthusiasm for folk music or what, but I don't know. It just, I was disappointed in this album. I was expecting, you know, good things from this album. I was expecting to really like it. This is something I bought sealed for $2 or $1.25 from the library sale. Really really excited to crack it open and listen to it, and I didn't enjoy it. Warner Brothers label, Winchester Pressing Plant, has the gun in the dead wax here. So yeah, Peter, Paul, and Mary Reunion. This one is going to be going away, unfortunately. Just it's not for me. Not something that I feel I need to hear again. I'll stick to their early stuff. It's much better in my opinion. So I want to thank you for watching another episode of The Vinyl Survivor. If you like this video, please subscribe so you'll be able to keep up with future ones. And I want to thank you for watching. Have a great week, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers.